Today's topic of discussion is interracial relationships. So right now on social media, there seems to be a common trend about interracial relationships. They make it as though it's all lovey-dovey, it's all sunshine and rainbows, and it doesn't come with its own set of challenges. So in this video, we're going to be discussing some key points in terms of what sort of cultural clashes happen within interracial relationships and how it can potentially lead to an increase in divorces. So first point is culture. Now I'm going to play this 1-minute clip from a recent TikTok live that I done of an interracial couple who have been glamorizing it all over the internet. So I'll play it now for you guys.
Hey, class, lock the live off, bro. Lock it off.
Oh, look, Nishma, it was nice having you on, innit? But
I
yeah,
wish
that's
I
it.
could say the same, but
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It's gonna
You
be
know what I'm saying?
it's gonna
Shit.
be hard to
Got it
come
to
out, man.
bro, she got it to
Do you think I
140
should
just
try?
by her.
Huh?
Shit, man. She got it to 140 viewers, bro. Ah,
No
that's mad.
way.
Yeah. She's putting a bag of people, bro. Well, look, Nishma, hear what I'm saying?
My
Inshallah,
name
I
is
hope
not
you speak to your
Nishma.
husband.
You're being
Nishma,
disrespectful.
Nish or whatever it is, isn't it?
No,
Yeah. Go speak to your
it's not
husband,
my
go speak to
name.
your dad, and inshallah
I don't
they
need
try
to
and
speak to
guide
my
you on a
dad
righteousness path, innit?
about
You know what I'm
this.
saying?
Listen, inshallah, may Allah guide you guys. May Allah give you
Ameen,
sense and
Ameen,
understanding.
I mean, and I hope the same for
Ameen,
you,
Ameen.
honestly.
Same
Yeah,
for
And
you,
I
Ameen.
hope
you know
you
what?
make your
I'm not
profile private.
delusional. If I'm being sinful in something, I'm not delusional. I'm not
I
trying to
just
say.
wouldn't want my daughter following you. Please understand that and don't
I
hate
just
me
wouldn't
for it.
want your daughter
Okay?
marrying
That's
someone
all it
with the
is.
same sense
Yeah?
as you.
Just understand that, please. I just don't want my daughters
Yeah, I
following.
hope she doesn't follow me. I hope she
Thank you
doesn't
very
follow
much.
me for your
Thank you
case.
for understanding that. And I haven't forced them. I've offered them the whole market of Pakistan. Yeah.
Wow,
So
well
they're not.
done. Such a great market, honestly. Such a
Say that again.
great market.
What were you trying to say about Pakistan's bad or something? What are
I
you
didn't
talking
say
about?
that. I said such a great
Yeah,
market,
no, because you're trying to sound
right?
sarcastic there. Do you understand? We know
Well,
what
it
you're
is
trying to
Please
say.
don't do that.
sarcastic. Her own father, look at what her own father is promoting. Delusional, disrespectful towards other people's.
How's that
It is
disrespectful,
disrespectful
man?
because, like I said, my
Tell
dad
me,
would
how's that
never.
disrespectful?
You're
Saying to my
disrespectful.
daughter, you can marry
I'm not talking about
any
that.
Pakistani
You've
man.
shown other attributes as to where you're disrespectful towards
Do you know
women.
how many cultures are in Pakistan? There's
I don't care. I have nothing
And
to
do
do
you
with
know how many
Pakistan.
colours are in Pakistan, Nish?
I don't
So many
care.
people from, man. You see, bro, culture, man. Chat to her, man. You see what I'm trying to say?
bro,
It's like women are fighting guys' battles
My
nowadays.
husband,
there's nothing I could say to her. I'm cool, you know.
do you know, but do you know what, yeah? Do you know, I didn't come on here and say anything other than you could have asked me if you wanted to use my photo.
Well,
It's not about
I
us.
told you
It's public,
your
man. That's what I
photo
just
is
told you.
public. It's
Yeah.
public.
It doesn't
It's a
matter.
public.
If I find a photo of your mum on the streets, am I gonna
You
go
won't
post it
find a
on?
photo of my mum on the street.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you won't.
It's an
Because
example.
my mum's not public like you.
It doesn't matter. It's an
It does matter.
example.
It
If I
does,
I'll
man.
found
find
a
me
It
a
does.
photo of
physical
my mum on the
photograph
street.
that flew out of somewhere of your mum on the street, I'm
It's
not
not
gonna
a
snap a
laughing matter,
picture.
man. You can't be laughing, you know, because some of the comments think that we're bullying you. We're not bullying you. It seems like you're bullying us. It definitely seems like you're
Or
bullying
I'm
me.
bullying you guys, but you guys have used, and I'm guessing you guys are old, right?
Even my daughter sitting here believes that you're bullying me. So, you know.
So
Okay. So you guys are back now. You've had a watch of it. Now that woman there, right? She must have come onto my panel. She started saying a whole bunch of craziness. She was saying how the photo that I'd used of an interracial couple, it was her and her husband, and she doesn't like the fact that I'm using it. Well, the truth of the matter is, anybody who posts pictures and videos on social media and you ain't got your account private, by the laws and regulations, anyone can use your photos and videos. So that person there, she came on, she was making it as though interracial couples are living the best life and it doesn't come with its own set of challenges. Now with her, right, I was having a little back and forth with her, and culture was having a discussion with her as well. The thing is with her, right, she's got her photo out on the public display. She doesn't care about the consequences of getting other sisters to follow her same pathway. Now, Islamically, mixing and interracial relationships is permissible, but it comes with its own set of challenges. Now, from the deen perspective, it takes into account culture and different tribes and different nations. Now, as long as it doesn't go against the deen, then whatever happens within a culture is permissible. Now, the issue is, right, these people here, they've become so westernized, so corrupted, that they don't even realize that as soon as you start posting photos and videos of you mixing with other ethnicities and cultures, and you're making it as though it doesn't come with its own set of challenges, that's what the issue is. Because certain times families have different cultural clashes, and there's actual implications that happen within those relationships. Now, some of you guys probably know couples in real life who are interracial couples, and then they end up having children. And then certain types of children, they don't quite know which culture to follow. Now, if the mom and dad are not actively teaching the children both cultures, then it becomes an issue, because one culture tends to be more dominant than the other. Now, you can try and balance both of them as much as you can, but the truth is, there's always going to be one that's more dominant than the other. Now, with her, she's married, I think, somebody from BLK community, and I think he was Nigerian. So the next day, right, she must have come onto my panel again. She was saying, oh yeah, you're still using the photo, and then XYZ. And I was just saying to her, look, I'm going to use it for a couple days or whatever, and then I'm going to switch it up and have another interracial couple. She seems to have an issue when I'm using it to spread awareness about interracial couples, let me rephrase that. I'm spreading awareness about interracial couples and how it comes with its own set of challenges. Certain times people end up falling apart. Families end up abandoning their kids, and sometimes the man and the woman cut off ties with their own family. So it ain't no laughing matter. She's coming on here making it as though, it's all happy, it's all lovey-dovey. What planet are these people living on? So the next day, right, when she did come on, her husband was next to her. He could barely speak English, and I'm trying to talk to him on the phone, and I'm trying to tell him, I would like to have a conversation with you. Do you think it's permissible, and do you think it's good for you to have your missus, your wife, out on public display? And his answer was, yes, it's fine. And then I asked her, okay, what about your dad? Does he think it's okay and permissible? Do you think it's good for you to be out on display like this? And then she said her dad thinks it's fine as well. I mean, what sort of planet am I living on? So when it comes to the cultures and when it comes to Islamic understanding, both culture and Islamic understanding, so from within that communities, so she's from Bangladesh, we don't want our women out on display for all these guys to look at in a dirty sexual way. We want things to be private when it comes to our women. But that's what the issue is. Liberalization, westernization. People have become coconuts. That's what the issue is. And then he just jumped off the call. He spoke to me for like one or 2 minutes or whatever, and then he let her do the rest of the talking. She was talking for like half an hour plus. I mean, what sort of guy is comfortable for his missus to be talking to random strangers on the internet, getting her to fight his battles? You know, because if that was my partner, I'd straight away grab the phone from her and be like, who are these guys? Who are these people trying to talk to you? You know, it's supposed to be men dealing with men and women dealing with women. That's how it should be from a cultural perspective and an Islamic perspective. Both of them. So obviously these people here, they don't follow it, and then they're leading other people down that astray pathway as well. You know, that's what the issue is. These people here, they don't care about the consequences, leading other people astray and making it out as though, we're living our best life. Well, if you're living your best life, why do you need to post it all over the internet and get everyone to be like, oh, look at us, we're doing so well in life? You know, people who are secure within themselves, they don't need to be out on the public and just showing everything, showing all the positive highs. But what about the negative lows? You know, but now, obviously, we're living in a fake society. We're living in a fake social media era. People don't want to highlight those issues. So that leads us to the next point when it comes to identity. Certain times, kids from interracial couples have an identity crisis. There's literally some kids out there who have said to their parents, which culture do I follow? Which traditions do I follow? You know, I don't know which one I connect with more. This is a real life thing. This is a real life challenge. You know, so people need to really take this into account before they decide to marry somebody from another ethnicity. Because if they don't have strong deen and strong character as number one, then they're going to have a high chance of having an identity crisis. You know, they're not going to quite know where they fit in. You know, so it's really important when couples do have an interracial relationship, they try and balance it out as much as they can. Because if they don't, then that can lead to consequences for the children. So, next point is research. Now, when it comes to relationships and you're marrying outside of your ethnicity, it's really important that you do your background research and you look out for what sort of values and traditions that the other culture has. Because people nowadays, I've had people on the panel, right? So I've got the board there, it says stop mixing. So obviously that right there is just like rage bait and to get people engaged and get people to use critical thinking. So when people come on the platform, come on the panel, then I'll start asking them questions. Okay, what do you think of interracial relationships? Some of them have said, I'm in a relationship with interracial. I'm with another person from another ethnicity. And then I'm saying, okay, that's great. Have you taken time out of your day to research the other ethnicity and culture? Some of these people have said yes. Some of these people have said no. So the people who are saying no, they're saying, it doesn't matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter? It does matter. That's why we're getting higher divorce rates. Because people aren't looking into these things. These are things which matter. Certain times there's cultural clashes. Certain times families don't speak English properly. English isn't their first language. they're not able to communicate with the other person. And if your partner isn't trying to actively learn the language and learn the culture and do their research, that's what leads to issues. That's what leads to damage. Now, people can't connect with each other without being able to communicate properly. So that's what it is. That's why we need to spread awareness to this. So when it comes to interracial couples, it comes with its own set of challenges, which more and more people need to address. So, final point is deen. Now, if deen and character isn't solid, it isn't prioritized as number one, then there will be cultural clashes, 100%. Because people here, they're going to get mixed up. So if this is what it is, what people do is, some of these couples that I've seen, they'll take bits and pieces. They'll be like, oh, Islam allows for us to have an interracial relationship and we can go with another ethnicity, another nation, another tribe, whatever you want to call it. And it's been made permissible. So it's been made permissible, but that doesn't mean that you don't look into the other culture and the other traditions. Now, some of these people here, they genuinely just don't give a damn. I've had certain people on the panel who have come on there, they're not even Muslim, and they're getting with Muslim girls. And some of these parents aren't even in the picture. I mean, that's just a complete no-no. Now, what sort of society are we living in right now? That's why I've had situations with these guys on the internet. These people here, they have no protectiveness over their wives, their daughters, their sisters. They just got them out all over the internet, out on display. So it's really important. Deen comes first in life. If you're going to follow the deen, follow it properly. Try your best to follow it as much as you can. And then chances are, if you do follow that properly, you're going to have a long-term successful relationship. So, just to wrap up, culture. So, what's happening is right now, there seems to be a common trend that you can go with whoever, you can marry somebody from a different ethnicity and different culture, and it doesn't have any implications. These people here are just completely asleep. And then some people have the nerve to say, if I've got a preference towards my own ethnicity, I'm deemed as racist. This is the extreme that people are jumping to. They're saying that, you have to mix, you have to go with another ethnicity. If you don't, then you're racist. I had some people on my panel who have come on and they're saying that, I would like to marry somebody from my own ethnicity. But people in society, they're saying, you should go out there and go with whoever. It doesn't make any sense. We literally got people in our communities right now who hate their own ethnicity. They say that I don't even want to marry somebody from my own ethnicity. I want to go with somebody else. Now you're probably thinking, why is that? Why is that person doing that? It's because that person there has had bad experiences within their own ethnicity, within their own culture. And then they've just jumped to the other extreme now. They're saying that I don't want nothing to do with my family. I don't want nothing to do with my culture, lineage, you name it. That right there is just a red flag in and of itself. Some people have literally made it a fetish where they just go with somebody for the sake of it, go with somebody from another ethnicity, another skin color. The deen doesn't teach us this. The deen teaches us to prioritize deen and character as number one. Physical attraction fades. It goes in the long term. But when it comes to deen and character, that stays with you for life. The next point after that was identity. People nowadays are confused about their identities. They don't quite know who to follow, or their mum and dad, they haven't really taught them about their culture and their native languages. They'll feel alienated when they go to certain events, certain wedding events or family gatherings. They feel as though they're the odd one out. It's a real life challenge that people need to start talking about and spreading more awareness to this. So then that way we can make these people feel comfortable and get them to feel safe. Because some people here, they genuinely feel like they've become isolated because they're not from the same ethnicity. And the next point after that was research. If you guys do decide to marry another ethnicity, another culture, or whatever the case is, it's your duty to learn about the other ethnicity and culture and what they value within their households. Because you're not just marrying that individual, you're marrying into that family. Now, some people here, they genuinely don't care. They're thinking, I don't need to get on with the family. Just get rid of them. Some people literally make people choose between their family and the partner. It's just disgusting. I've spoken to certain people who are from another ethnicity for marriage purposes, and they're saying that, we can try and make it work out, but my family's not on the same page. I tell them straight, look, it's more trouble than it's worth. I ain't trying to just get involved in that. So it's best that we just part ways, wish you all the best, and hopefully you find somebody from your own ethnicity. Because 9 times out of 10, there are an abundance of options within your own communities and within your own ethnicities. So people ain't literally trying hard enough. And the final point was deen. Deen should always be number one in life. So prioritizing deen and prioritizing character. But I don't mean that you just take bits and pieces and you say, the deen lets us marry from someone from another ethnicity. So Islamically, it's been made permissible, but you need to look at deen and character. Because some of these people, right, they're literally marrying someone who ain't really got deen and character. Some of them are even non-Muslim. They've just taken it to the other extreme. This is what the issue is. When people do get into an interracial relationship, they need to take all of this into account. The person's deen, a character. Is he somebody who's genuinely righteous and he's on the righteousness path? Or is he just putting on a facade, putting on a fake image, a front? Because some people, what they do is they take their shahada just to enter into the religion. And they're doing it because of their partner. They're not genuinely doing it because of God. The person needs to be sincere when they do accept the deen, and they do revert to Islam. Because if they do it for their partner, it's only a ticking time bomb before that relationship ends. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.